What's good, y'all? Back with our second episode of the Talkncrazypodcast. We'll be talking about what happened this past Sunday, Saturday, in college football and NFL games. All the craziest news, headlines, stats, things like that. I'm your co-host, Tevin Connors. You can find me at Instagram at Tevin Connors.
And I'm Trey Bucci. You can follow me on Instagram, Bucci Obama, and also Talking Crazy Podcast. We have our Instagram up. Just started a Twitter. What else? Facebook. All Talking Crazy Podcast. So make sure you guys show us some love, follow, like,
interact. We'll get right back at you. I mean, both of us are going to be on it at all times. So if you DM us and have any questions or suggestions, anything like that, we'll get right back to you immediately.
Yep. So, yesterday in football, we had some good games, some not so good games. But both of Tevin and I, we both went 7-5. 7-5 for the seventh games. Starting off, we have the Rams and Falcons, 37-10. Tevin picked the Falcons in that one. Kind of a lopsided game the whole time. It really wasn't a game.
I was under the impression that Gurley wasn't playing. Then I see him out here catching touchdowns. I was like, well, I thought he had a knee injury at the beginning of the week, so that's a big reason why I picked the Falcons. But
they lost by 27, so you got to come up with some more reasons. But moving on, we have the Dolphins and Bills. Man, obviously, Bills fan, this was a tough game to watch in the beginning. We couldn't get the ball rolling early.
He was sweating.
I was sweating. They were moving the ball like nothing. Parker, Fitz. It was scary, and then we finally got our act together. The line really was sending pressure, and then Allen started moving the ball. Frank Gore, Singletary's first game back since week 2, so that was good to see him out there. Bills moved to 5-1. Dolphins still winless. Then we have the Jags and Bengals, 27-17. We both had the Jags. Cincinnati's struggling. That's pretty much it.
They might be tanking at this point.
Think so?
Why wouldn't they? They can't hold on to Andy Dalton. They already put too much money into him. They need to cut their losses, I think. So, you got quarterbacks like Bridgewater, Mariota, possibly Cam, maybe Jameis. That are all they're going to need new homes, and that's probably going to be
Tannehill.
Yeah,
Tannehill
they're all
had a
going
good
to.
game.
But I mean, Tennessee's got to find somebody to come. Tennessee's got to find somebody to play QB.
Yeah, they might look for the draft. I don't think anyone. They're not going to put their money on Tannehill. I don't think.
No, probably not.
They might keep him, let Mariota go, keep him, and then draft a rookie just in case. But I don't think they're gonna put their franchise in Tannehill's hands.
Yeah.
All right. So moving on, we have the Vikings, Lions.
This
was a close game.
Awesome,
at first.
Great game to watch.
Yep, and then the Vikings had enough to pull out with the win. I was expecting more from the Lions. They scored a lot, 30 points, but giving up 42 points.
It was the same old Lions. Matt Stafford did his thing. Shout out to Marvin Jones, who was on fire yesterday.
Three touchdowns in the first half.
It couldn't miss, yo. And it's the same old Lions story. No run game whatsoever. I'm pretty sure Kerryon Johnson got hurt. I saw him on the bench, looking like he was pissed off. So I'm pretty sure he got banged up and couldn't really go. So without a run game, that Detroit is just always going to be the same old Detroit. I mean, you see what a run game can do for a team like Minnesota. Dalvin Cook is the real deal.
Yeah, Minnesota looked good. I thought that last week with Diggs scoring and then passing the ball, that it was probably just that week kind of thing after Diggs coming out and Adam coming out.
Yeah, but I mean that's the style that they prefer to play though, is passing the ball. So now they got back to it.
Well, all right, moving on. We have the Raiders and Packers. I had the Packers in this one. Man, Aaron Rodgers. That's a bad, bad man, right?
See his face? Looking at the guy who had Aaron Rodgers on his bench in fantasy. 66 points on my bench.
And can I ask why he was on the bench?
Well, because they let me draft Brady and Rodgers in the same league. So the first week I had Rodgers starting, and he got me 18 points. So I vowed to never start him.
Who were
over
they
Brady
playing?
again. Who?
Who were they playing the first week?
First week, the Packers had
the Bears, right?
I think so, probably. And
okay, moving on. Moving on.
Wasn't a great decision, but then I have Brady against the Jets tonight, so I was like, all right, yeah, I'll play Brady. He's probably gonna go off. Well, missed that one.
That's tough. But yeah, Packers moved 6-1. Raiders are still they're 3-3. I believe they're one game behind the Kansas City Chiefs. I don't know. I can't really define. I don't know the identity of the Raiders really.
They don't have one.
I feel like they're still looking for a lot of answers.
They don't have one. They're gonna be quick to blame Derek Carr as soon as they do something that doesn't provide them with a win. But really, just forget that there's just a lot of like rebuilding they have to do throughout the whole like organization as like a whole. Like it's kind of like cursed a little bit. I feel like. But
I can see that.
I'm a Derek Carr fan. I just don't know if it's gonna work with him and Gruden.
I think they need to give him a receiver.
I mean,
AJ Green is on the market.
I saw that the Packers are going crazy for AJ Green.
That's all you need. If you give him a number one receiver like that, it is over.
That would resurrect his career right there. He's dying out there in Cincinnati though.
Yeah. All right, so moving on. We have the Texans Colts. Another good game. I thought this game would go to it'd be a 7-point difference. 30-23. Colts 4-2. Texans 4-3. I think this division. This is gonna come down to probably like the last week.
It's gonna be a good one, good battle to watch the whole year in this division.
Brissett's the real deal too.
Man, doesn't make mistakes. It's nuts, and he has a cannon, like a real, like an actual arm, like could throw that thing. But Will Fuller went out in the first quarter with a hamstring, and the offense is just not the same without him on the field. He does so much
he
for
makes
a
plays.
passing
he really
game,
does.
And he blows the top off of defense. Like you have to try to keep a safety over the top of him at all times. Then you leave DeAndre Hopkins wide open.
Does he get more targets than Hopkins?
I don't imagine he gets more targets, but he probably has more yards per catch just because of like the routes, you know.
Right. All right. So moving on, we have the Cardinals and Giants, 27-21. Barkley was back. Cardinals, man, this is one of my, I won't say underrated teams because I don't believe they make the playoffs. So there's
when it comes to expectations,
there's no expectation.
Right,
but with that being said, they're 3-1, and we already talked about the close game they had, and then obviously the tie. Like they can. It's possible they could be sitting at 5-3, which is crazy. I like them. They don't really have stylish superstar players.
They're figuring it out. And shout out to Patrick Peterson. It was his first game back. He does, and if you don't know, that's top corner in the league when he's out there on his game. So he brings something different to that defense, and he's just a veteran. So now he can be around the team again and stuff like that. That'll help out a lot.
And
that'll also help out
Chase
Kyler Murray.
Edmonds, 3 touchdowns.
Balling. Yeah, for sure.
So
First
you
two were
never
20.
know, man. You never know with the Cardinals.
And Kyler Murray, you can't overlook like the intangibles that he brings. Like he doesn't bring the measurements, but the intangibles.
That boy
dude
is
a competitor.
fast.
He doesn't.
I don't think
lose.
I've ever seen a lower body like move that quick.
Yeah, it's, like he looks like he's on like a agility ladder all the time.
It's something about that boy.
It's like a
so
combination
quick.
by like his legs being so short and like just the quickness of his feet just looks like
and fast. He's quick and fast.
Yeah.
It literally looks like he's kind of like floating out there running.
Right.
All right. This was one of my favorite games to watch was the 49ers and Redskins. That field was ridiculous.
I did not expect that when you said your favorite games to watch.
No, just in the sense of the field.
Yeah,
like nobody.
Like they was having
that's
fun
why.
out there,
That's why. Yeah, 49. That's
like
why it was a
old
low
school
scoring
shit.
game. I mean, on the 49ers part of there, you couldn't get any. Bro, everyone was slipping.
Yeah,
So
Garoppolo had 10 yards at half.
yeah. So it's one of those games. So I don't want 49ers fans to think, oh, 9-0 Redskins. You got to put it. In fact,
They're
the
good.
weather was crazy.
Yeah.
The weather was crazy.
If y'all haven't played football
But
in some rain.
with the Niners, I did not know they've allowed 10 points, and I believe 400 yards in the last 3 games. 10 points and 400 yards. To put that in perspective, the Vikings game, the Lions gave up 590-something yards in one game.
Aaron Rodgers threw for 400 plus himself today, or yesterday.
Yeah. So the Niners defense is the real deal.
It
All right.
absolutely is.
Moving on, we got the Chargers, Titans. Crazy ending. Had the Titans. Obviously, you guys saw Melvin Gordon with the fumble. It was poked out, and then Casey recovered. That's crazy. Crazy.
Yeah, you don't, man.
It's just a tough year for the Chargers. Both teams, tough years. Looking for hope. Moving on, we got the Saints, Bears, 36-25. Saints moved to 6-1. Bears 500 team.
Another
Saints
good
are
game.
cruising along, 5-0 without Breeze. Bears, they need a new quarterback. I think it's time for
Teddy to
I
Midway.
think it's time for that Mitch experiment to.
Yeah.
But you're right. Before I was thinking Cam would be a good fit.
I thought that too yesterday.
I think it might be too late this year. You might have to. With that division is 3-3. Like it's gonna be very hard. They might be fighting for maybe a second wild card spot if they get their stuff together. But
what do you?
I think waiting for next year and like you said, maybe a Bridgewater or something like that.
Yeah, I was about to say, do you think the Saints move Bridgewater? If Breeze comes back within these next 2 weeks, do you think they move Bridgewater? I'm not
sure if his I'm not sure if his contract, like how many years he have.
His contract's up after this year.
Yeah, so he's just gonna walk on to another team.
Yeah, no, I just didn't know if I don't know if the Saints are gonna try to get something for
they
him.
wouldn't do that. Nah, this year, nah.
But it's either he walks and they get nothing for him.
Yeah,
they get something for him.
They're not gonna. It's different. It's not more of the NBA. You see that happening. NFL is a little different. They're not gonna trade him.
You throw a first rounder out there. I mean, you never know what could happen.
Yeah,
I mean, that's whatever is the Bears willing to give up. Whatever they're willing to give up. Yeah. We'll see. We only got 2 weeks left till the trade deadline. So.
Yep. All right. So we have the Ravens Seahawks 30-16. Both teams moving to 5-2. These are two teams that's gonna make some noise in the playoffs when it all said and done.
Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson is the real deal. Yeah, he's the real deal.
He may not put up the numbers throwing the ball that everybody wants to see right now.
But he outrushed the opposite
unstoppable.
opponent's running back for the last 3 weeks.
Like
the third time this season.
This dude went to Harbaugh and said, like you better not punt the ball. Give me the rock. And this dude runs it and finds a hole like he's a running back. Like cuts back through like what? And he's scoring, making people miss. Like, man, people would say he couldn't do it. Y'all look real dumb right now. Real dumb.
All right. So last night's prime game, we had Tevin's Cowboys versus the Eagles division game. 37-10 was not even close. I feel like, see, this is the Dallas story. You see games like this when
this is why it hurts so much to be a Dallas fan.
If they play like this, then they can make noise in the playoffs. But it's just, it's like you never know. There's no consistency ever.
This is the story of being a Dallas Cowboy fan. Like you don't, yeah, exactly. You see the peak of what we could do, and then all of a sudden we come out and we kick 3 field goals in the whole game. Like, and the defense doesn't want to tackle. I think one of the first or second play of the game, Jalen Smith punches the ball out. Yep. Like that's the first or second play of the game. That's the momentum. Exactly. That's when you come in and we put our foot on their throat. We don't play like that ever. Like, very rarely do we come out and really want to like punch them in the mouth. And now you see Zeke actually running the football. Like, hand the ball to Zeke and let him run dudes over. Malcolm Jenkins supposed to be he's one of the best safeties we've seen in our generation. And Zeke ran him over a few times. Broke a few of his tackles. So like that's what we need to see out of them. And I mean, it was a division game, so it brought the best out of them. And it was all around just good game on all sides of the ball for Dallas. DeMarcus Lawrence had his first sack against Lane Johnson. In 10 games that he's played, that was his first sack. So it came early, so you know they were pumped up. And then Doug Peterson said the whole thing about Eagles getting a win. That put a little fire under Dallas, and that's the one thing that I have to say about Dallas is that it feels like it takes a lot for them to get like ready to go, like get that fire going, and that's from their coach. He needs to figure out how to really get them motivated. But yeah,
yep, it's a good start. Good start to hopefully they could change things around. But that was a big divisional game. Mm-hmm. All right, moving on. We have tonight's Monday night game. We have the Patriots and the Jets. Jets are home. Who do you have in this Monday night?
I have the Patriots. I got them going. I got a 24-6 game. But
24-6.
I'm hoping it's a little bit higher than that because I need Brady to drop some points for me in my fantasy.
Oh, this guy.
Selfish.
I'm actually going with the upset tonight. Jets. I think going off that win that they had last week.
You can put that little
with their quarterback coming. With their quarterback coming back, and their defense was looking good. Adams is a monster. I think they might learn some things from the Bills of bringing pressure to Brady, different looks. You gotta be different. That's the one thing I learned with Brady. You never let him be comfortable. You gotta switch it up, and I think they're gonna do it.
I'm gonna need 30 push-ups when I get my win. By the way.
30 push-ups. So I would do 30 push-ups if the Jets lose tonight.
This game decides who came out on top of this week's predictions. We both 7-5. So this one's for all the marbles. Nah.
Yeah.
Loser
that's
has
pretty
to do
much
30,
why. That's
30
pretty
push-ups.
much why I'm going. That's pretty much why I'm going because we're not about to have a tie. So me being the one that's gonna, you know what I'm saying, take the chances. I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna go with Jets.
I'm a smart gambler.
I'm gonna go with Jets tonight, man. All right, but what about that Mahomes injury updates?
Best news they could possibly get that there was no like structural damage,
right?
Yeah, around the knee or anything like that. So it was literally just a dislocation, maybe probably some soreness and stuff like that. But that's that's just something that he knows that he kind of has to start to do a little bit more, like physical, like fundamental movements of knees and the real movements of everyday life that football kind of like you live for power and explosiveness when you're going through college and stuff like that. That takes a toll on your body. So now you need to start working the little stabilizing muscles and stuff that's around your knee. Those are things that he's probably going to have to work on. Lay back from the power a little bit this off season and start working on them.
I'm sure he has the right people when it comes to.
Well, yeah, for sure. But I mean, if it's not an issue, if it's not an issue, you don't really focus on it.
It's
you know
not
what I'm
like
saying? Like you don't really
It was a freak accident. It was a dislocation. He didn't really.
Right, but I mean, I mean, we both are in the world of sports as well as fitness, and you know that when things like that happen, when your shoulder pops out, stuff like that, it comes from the weak stabilizing things that are around. You know what I'm saying? So now you really start to think about it, like, okay, let me put a little bit more time into making sure my joints is cool and stuff like that. And quarterbacks and knee injuries, they happen honestly like a lot. Like you don't really think that a dropping back is gonna pop a knee out or something like that, but like, look at Teddy Bridgewater, drops back and damn near ended his career.
Yeah, but that comes more of with the sport than anything of like you preparing. So the most common sports injury is ACL,
right? Yeah.
And that's due a lot with football and like when we're talking about
the
sports,
lateral movement, and
it just comes with right. So, and like I said, that wasn't anything like damage like the ACL.
He got lucky,
just popped
man.
out. So
he got lucky.
Yeah. So
I know that bitch
still
hurt,
on that frame of three weeks, possibly 5. I've been reading some stuff, maybe 5 weeks.
It'll depend on how they look after this 3-game stretch, I assume.
Right, and like I said before, they have the Packers, they have the Vikings, Titans, all 3 teams that just came off wins and that are trying to, you know what I'm saying, make some noise. The Titans looking.
They don't have a bye in there
trying to turn
either?
things away. They already had a bye.
Yeah. Damn, that would have been nice if they had a bye week in there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. All right. So from Sunday's games, who was your MVP? Who stood out yesterday's games?
I mean, it's hard for me to go with anybody other than Aaron Rodgers. I mean, dude really went crazy. Five passing touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdown, 429 passing yards.
80% completion rate.
And didn't have his number 1 receiver on the field. So they're balling out. It's the real deal. I actually have Aaron Rodgers moved up and is leading my MVP race. Russell Wilson still second. I think with all the hype and McCaffrey didn't play yesterday. So
and yeah, he's third for me, but I don't really see him going up. I think he'll be a second if anything, but I don't see the running back winning the MVP right now.
Oh, quick thing. Did you see Devontae Freeman and Aaron Donald get in the fight?
Yeah.
This dude Aaron Donald lift him up off the ground.
Picked him up, and that's why he swung.
Disrespectful.
I would have done the same thing. Bro, you're a running back, big
this
boy.
This dude just said like this.
Up.
Like,
grown man, bro. You getting picked up.
Aaron Donald is a freak, bro. Dude is a freak. That is crazy. But
and when he swung, Aaron Donald didn't even move.
It was
like he backed his head up a little bit, like as if he was gonna take the hit.
Yeah.
Like it's not gonna do.
I mean, he had a helmet on. I mean, people always ask like football players. They always say like football players are dumb.
But it's still a reaction though.
Yeah, like what's your first reaction? I'm gonna fight this dude. I'm not gonna. All right, take your helmet off so I can fight you. Like nah, I'm gonna swing. Like what else you gonna do?
You're not condoning violence.
I mean, it's football. It's a violent game. I don't care.
No, I am not condoning going out there punching people.
I don't care.
I was just saying, we have 2 different. I was just saying of the situation that happened with Aaron Donald, that if someone lifted me up, like that,
off the ground like you a child, bro. You a grown man.
After the play, it's over. It's over.
Oh yeah.
But moving on. So tomorrow, Tuesday, we have the World Series. We have the Washington Nationals and the Houston Astros. Man, the Astros. I feel like baseball always has like a crazy story. That's one thing that
I mean, this
especially
Astros
comes
team
with
is stacked.
Especially when it comes to like the postseason, obviously, but like the things they did when it comes to Tampa Bay of like guessing all those pitches, and then the Yankees coming back and winning the game. Altuve with the home run, like.
People say he's the best.
Man.
He's the best hitter of our generation. That's like an argument.
They said him and Barry Bonds.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's. I mean, my guy's like 5'6" or something like that. He's a little guy out here.
I think Trout might be, all around hitter. Yeah, I don't know. You get people. There's a bunch of people. Ichiro Suzuki. If you're talking about just hitter and getting on base. Like, there's a few people.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, I
don't know how far they're taking it back, but
right.
I'm not I can't give him that. Oh,
right. It was just a
that was my
statement.
era of baseball.
And we are
Bonds.
right. Yeah, like we are obviously like subject to what we see going on right now. Like, Barry Bonds wasn't even like. If the internet was like crazy like it is, like social media like it is now, like seeing what Barry Bonds did, what like Griffey did, and these people did, like if it was like all in our face like on social media like everything is now, it'd be like
everything is a little hype. Everything is more hype now.
Yeah, like we're seeing it. We're like a prisoner of like the moment. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, that's the best thing I've ever seen ever. Like,
yeah,
you know
this is
I
the
mean?
real, and this is the real. Yeah, which I feel bad for. That's why I always feel bad for the people that did it before. Because you don't really...
Right, yeah.
And especially with...
They don't make half the money, and now...
Especially with low, like, market teams, too. So, like, obviously there's some TV games, but if you're low market, you really were not,
right.
not about to be... Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, I feel like nowadays it's more hyped. You see that more of, oh, this is the greatest person. Like, the Mahomes thing. I got on that. I was like, y'all are not about to disrespect when... people are saying Mahomes can be the greatest of all time. Bro, you're not about to do that after... How many people have you heard that had an MVP season, won it, and then there's a few people that either got hurt, and everything. Like, so you can't...
Cam was the number one player in NFL football.
No, I'm talking about more... But Cam still has time, like, in the league.
I'm just saying that when you start talking about MVP to, like, now... Like that's like the most recent. Like everybody was talking about him being the best in the league. Like even they put him, they're putting him right there with.
So that's my point exactly. With I was saying because he has time left to finish his career.
Like don't write
that's
it
the
off.
problem.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Yeah. So you can't say oh he was a bust yet. Let him finish his his career. Then you can go by like what happened. So that's why we're so quick. This internet is just like. Oh, he's the greatest. This was the best, and people really forgot. But yeah, I think that being said, the Nats and Astros is going to be a good World Series. Pitching is good.
You gonna watch it?
Yeah, the Astros just made me really watch
they're
it. They're
fun to watch.
I always watch baseball in October.
Right at this time, yeah.
It's just storyline. I don't know. Like
it's just too much for me during the season. There's like 1,000,001 games on, and I don't know. I can't keep track of like standings all the time.
Oh, this is when people you can tell this is when people are taking it serious.
It's the same thing
with
one
of those things that baseball it is too long.
It's the same thing with like hockey
when
too.
People
like,
are taking games and taking plays off because the season's so long. So that's why I don't like it. But when October comes,
it's right up there with the best playoffs, like the best like atmosphere around like sports is like it's right up there with the best. You know, obviously, I'm a basketball and football guy when it comes to the sport, and those are the two that I prefer over all to watch at the end. Like, but baseball is right up there. I watch a little bit of hockey here and there too, like when it comes to playoffs, just because like it's just, I mean, it comes like bro, it's win or go home type stuff.
Colorado Avalanche hockey. Peter Forsberg, best hockey player I grew up on.
Yeah.
I think it was more of
I grew up
when
a
I was
Flyer
younger,
fan,
I played baseball, I played hockey, everything.
I mean,
like,
where we grew up, hockey was kind of like a. You always.
That was my first Rochester. I started in Rochester.
Well, I mean it's still like upstate New York, you know.
Well, yeah, Rochester. Yeah, I mean,
So, yeah.
Upstate New York is Rochester, Buffalo.
For most people,
North Country is Plattsburgh. Let's get that before anybody says anything. But yeah, we got two good pictures. Cy Young candidate Max. You got Garrett Cole, and then from the NL MVP race, you got Rendon and Bregman. So it's gonna be it's pretty even, I think, almost. The Astros are definitely stacked. Like I saw a thing where it was like the best who has it. It's like the best position out of both teams. They put the best player starting at that position.
Yeah.
Astros took over the first, second, short, third, whole infield. They took over.
They're stacked. I mean, they won it before, so I mean, they got a little bit of a dynasty going on, kind of. You know, if they can win this one.
But I got Astros.
I got the Astros as well.
But taking another one. All right, moving into college football. Tua got injured, high ankle sprain. They said might be out one game. They have Arkansas next week, then a bye, then LSU. It's not. I don't think it's anything's like guaranteed, set in stone that he's out one game. Could be more.
Is it the same ankle he injured last year? Do you know?
I'm not sure.
Because he had that surgery. Sure. He had that surgery right before the bowl games last year on an ankle injury as well. So, I mean,
maybe that's it. That could possibly hurt.
You think this hurts his draft stock?
I don't.
Continued injuries.
I don't know anything really on the injury, and if it was prior to. I'm not like a doctor, so I don't know. If that's the case, then it might. His draft stock might, but I don't know if it was the same ankle or anything like that. So I don't.
But I was seeing all like the memes. I was seeing all the memes on Facebook of like Nick Saban calling Jalen Hurts back. Bro, I was dying. That shit was hilarious.
But yeah, they got Arkansas, and then they have LSU. They have a bye, then LSU. So hopefully he's back and prepared for that, because if that's the case, if it's worse, then it can affect Alabama this year. There's like 6 or 7 teams that's undefeated that's trying to get those 4 spots. We got Alabama, LSU, Ohio State, Clemson, Oklahoma, and Penn State.
It don't matter. Alabama gonna be in the 4 no matter what. It's just how it goes.
Nah. I can see it.
I don't have any faith in the NCAA not putting Alabama in that 4.
If they lose one, and there's those other teams, the 6 teams right now, and if 4 of them are undefeated, LSU has enough power. If they won't, LSU, Ohio, LSU, Ohio State, Clemson, and Oklahoma have enough power. They're big enough schools where if they're undefeated, that
I don't believe it.
They're not going in. I can see it for sure.
But
moving on to the NBA.
Tomorrow back, baby.
We have the opening NBA's opener. We have the Pelicans and Raptors. We have the Lakers, Clippers. Unfortunately, with the Pelicans, Zion is out. Possibly a couple weeks. It could be more with a knee injury. That's not a good sign.
That's what I was about to say. It's just
size has always been his athleticism.
The way that
size,
right.
All these injuries that's kind of been popping up at the end of the Blue Devils season last year. So
the way that
they
his
haven't
game
really
is, like,
put anything out on the description of the injury and how severe it is, really. So we're gonna see, but that's not a good sign where the guy you drafted coming off an injury showed you a few games and then he's injured again. So.
You don't want, like, that's just like a. That's one of that's one of those bad stories in the making. You know what I mean? Like a what could have been story in the making. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the only reason why I attribute it to that, or compare it to that, is like just the way that his game is like set up and the way that he plays. It's a lot of like explosiveness, like off of cuts coming down towards the rim, like. You know, he's hanging in the air. It takes a lot of, like, explosiveness, a lot of pounding on your knees. And he's been doing this since high school. Like, this is what we know Zion for, is just monsters, dunks, and stuff like that. If you don't think that takes a toll on your knees and ankles and joints and stuff like that, I don't know.
Start doing some Pilates and yoga, Zion.
Just lose some.
Really
he got to, like, cut down a little bit of that weight.
Hire LeBron's person.
We don't want to
out. You might have to be spending, do the $1 million.
Shout out Sean Kemp, but we don't want to see that happen.
Try to take care of your body.
Right, like Sean Kemp was that guy, like the same type of thing, but then this man got to like 300, and well, I don't know what happened after that, but you know, like I just don't want to see that happen. Like, just the trajectory of like the Zion brand and stuff like that. Like, this dude could be powerful at the end of his career if it goes the way that we see it. And you know, I don't want the hype to like kind of like, I don't know, somebody that we like forget about, you know. But he seems like a good kid. But like, this does give Lonzo Ball and like Brandon Ingram and those guys a chance to really like play basketball, like show the world, you know what I'm saying, that like they weren't just like castaways from the Lakers, you know. I like Brandon Ingram. I was a fan of him when he was in LA. I just think that he needs to get his mental game needs to like come along with the actual him being out on the floor. And I think Lonzo, even though you saw the video the dude put out, his ex big baller guy, Allen, the dude that stole the money. Well, he made a fake, or like he made a YouTube account exposing Lonzo Ball and LeVar Ball. So he was like exposed that like they flew Lonzo out to like an ankle specialist in Ohio when he was with the Lakers, and the ankle specialist said he has ligament damage that needs surgery, and the Lakers were like, if you get surgery through this doctor, that voids your contract. And then so they flew him back to LA, and LA, like, this is what he was saying, that LA didn't want to give him surgery because he wouldn't be tradable after that. So he's like watch out for Lonzo Ball having another big injury on his ankle because he has actual damage on his ligaments. Like, this dude made a whole YouTube about exposing him. I'm like, damn, this guy's going so far for this. Like, but hopefully not. You know, I hope he's just, it's cap. I hope Lonzo goes out there and is the most improved player like I predicted him to be.
Man, that's crazy. I did not hear that. But
yeah. Look it up, bro.
They
got like
with
some
the Raptors
videos, but
yeah, definitely check that out.
The Raptors.
They have the Raptors.
Probably gonna play good team ball.
Obviously, that hurts with Zion not being there. So the NBA looking a little rough, not having Zion in that first game. Raptors not having Kawhi. Ooh.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't see the Raptors like. I mean, they're obviously not gonna be the same team, but I feel like they're very well coached. I think they're gonna play like good basketball. It's not gonna be like hard to watch without Kawhi, you know. I still feel like they're gonna be in some games, but I see them as like a sixth seed
in the East.
Yeah.
But I have the Raptors beating Pelicans tonight. Clippers, Lakers, opening day. LeBron, AD.
Is it
obviously,
game management?
we're Lakers fans. Got the Lakers. Paul George is not playing tonight. So
really?
They're short. Yeah, he's out first He's out. That's the thing.
I didn't see that.
He's coming off surgery from both his shoulders, bro.
Oh yeah, I do remember that. Like I remember him having like the KT tape on towards the end of the year.
He had surgery both shoulders.
Damn.
So, I got Lakers really making a statement. They're in the Clippers, but it's still a home game for the Lakers.
This is honestly like a must win kind of, like, you look at it. It's not really, but like for like No, I'm talking about like for like the outside like stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to be on the losing end, especially if you're LeBron and AD. You don't want to be like on the losing end of this right away, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, the narrative is just bad, you know?
I mean, it would have been different if it's another team, but you're playing the Clippers, so it's not a big deal, honestly.
It's like the LA thing. I don't know. Obviously, the narrative is going to be like they're arch rivals the whole year, and like, so.
I'm just saying, I don't think it's the end of the world.
Well, it's not obvious. It's not like literally the end, but I'm just saying, like, for like morale and stuff like that, like around that, just like in LA, you know what I mean? Like, it's just gonna be, the media is gonna fucking take it crazy.
That's
bro.
what it
like,
is. Media.
And the media is a strong piece in the NBA because it takes over after baseball. It's the NBA. So.
Yeah, so obviously we both have the Lakers in that one. All right, so this is one of my favorite segments on this podcast, and it's a little inspiration, either local sports or anything in the sports world that kind of like touched you or grabbed your attention. So what do you have?
So I have there was like a few of them that I was like thinking about, but after watching the game yesterday, and we had spoke about this earlier, I kind of just want to like elaborate on like the Teddy Bridgewater situation, and just like kind of like what it means from like what he came back from. When he hit that knee injury, he went from a starting playoff quarterback in Minnesota, and he had that knee injury, and people say he might never play again, ever. Like, it was like so much damage done to his knee that he might never play. And seeing the way that he's playing now, and like without hesitation or anything like that, it moves you kind of, like when you watch him out there. I mean, it does to me. You watch him out there, you're just like you can overcome a lot of things physically, but mentally especially. Like, imagine what that does to you mentally. The kid only knows football. Like, he came up. This is what got him out of wherever he was from. He was on top of the world in football. You know what I mean? He was a starter on his team. He was a franchise quarterback, high draft pick, taking his team to the playoffs, and then boom, just like that, it's over. You don't even know if you ever gonna get picked up by another team. If somebody's gonna give you a chance. And shout out to Sean Payton and the Saints for actually believing in him and giving him that shot, and it's paying off. And that's something that you like want like the world to like look at and be like, yo, there's a lot of things that like you'll go through, but as long as you're alive, as long as you wake up in the morning, like there's always a chance that you can, tomorrow's a new day and get a fresh start. And look at what he's gonna be a starter next year, probably getting paid, like, for real. And he's probably gonna go to a team that would possibly contend. So like, that was a story that kind of like touched me a bit, like, and it continues to, and probably will for the rest of his time, because you just keep thinking about it. But yeah, that's mine. What you got?
Yeah, man. Yeah, adding to that, kind of like, that's why we started G&G, Go and Get It, kind of like just never giving up no matter what life throws at you, obstacles.
Against all odds,
Yeah, and kind of live by that, like, with having knee injuries, to kind of understand, like, mentally, like, you're in a whole different place, like, when it comes to you know what I'm saying, playing or just physical therapy, trying to get to that point, and then when you're at that point, is staying, being mentally strong, physically ready. So it's hard, and to see him really balling out, yeah, I like
good.
that. That's true definition of
it feels good to
what we stand for.
Right, for sure.
But mine, I'm going a little local. So Friday, there's a high school girls soccer game, Burlington versus South Burlington, and it was their last game of the season, and 3 girls on the Burlington high school team, after they scored, they took their jersey off, and underneath was #equal pay for the women's game, for the women's Olympics. I know you guys saw and heard everything happening after the girls, the women's Olympics won, and the controversy of them not getting equal pay. So I thought that was cool that the Burlington high school girls team did that. Unfortunately, they got yellow cards because you can't take your jersey off, but I thought that was pretty cool.
It's about the message, you know. Sometimes you got to deal with the consequences, but the message means more a lot of times. But so a little bit on that though, like what are your thoughts on that though, when it comes to the equal pay? Like what's your thoughts as like from your heart?
So
from your heart.
He said from my heart.
Like there's like a business, but like there's like a business aspect.
The true, no, I don't. You know I look at it as a true blank. Nah, if my straight mine is, you know what I'm saying, straight. It's never, I never feel like backed, like cornered for like my opinion or anything like that. But no, I was thinking of, so with that, I like the message. It's just for the soccer team, kind of for that sport and for that specific, for them, it's hard because it's a sport. Well, you're kind of going off of what like you make. It's different.
Yeah.
So it's
revenue based.
So I think. So are they looking at it? So I think yes. I think the girls should get paid, goddamn, more than the boys men's soccer team. First of all, just because they're better, so they can find some type of way. If they're not making, if they're not making it,
then neither should the men. You talking about?
If they're not making that, then I think it's on like the U.S. team to find different like sponsors and endorsements. But I saw something where I don't know too much of the detail on like the pay. I saw something of like they get paid like they get paid a salary for doing that or something like that.
It wasn't
so
even close.
It's just depend on look. So pretty much my look on that is if it's what you generate. You can't ask for money that's not there.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's what you generate.
So
you look at the NBA players and how every year they increase is because people watch it on TV. They have China. They have so many endorsements and sponsors and stuff like that. So it's if I don't know 100% their situation, so I'm not gonna go too deep. All I heard was that it was more of that they weren't making as much as money as I guess the men's.
Yes.
Even though they're better.
So like obviously in like American sports and USA sports, when you were just breaking it down to like the Olympics or World Cups or whatever, when you wear that USA on your chest, that's different than like being in the NBA or like the WNBA or whatever, like those TV contracts and stuff like that. So when you're representing the USA, I feel like it's gonna be like a blanket, like you're the USA, right? So like whatever the issue is, I feel like, is that they don't market women's sports the same way that they market men's sports. Like in the mindset of like just like country or whatever you want to look at it, like we don't really want to, like men don't want to really see women out there playing a game that they see as like a men's game, you know what I mean? Like it's not like sexy, it's not like attractive, and that's what sells when it comes to women, you know what I'm saying? And this, I do not agree with this at all, you know what I'm saying? I'm 100% on the side that women should be paid equal as, if not more, than them, especially in this situation, because they perform at a higher level. You know what I mean? When it comes to winning and stuff like that. I just think it's like an age-old thing in our country, especially when it comes down to just finding every excuse that you can make to justify paying men more than women in every aspect. I understand when it comes to revenue generated, but when it's a USA on your chest, take more money. The men making billions and billions of dollars from whatever their marketing is and whatever money they bring in because of their
Wait,
name.
so don't both of them get salaries for the teams?
Yeah, so like, but put it in perspective though. Like a woman makes $80,000, a man makes $380,000. You know what I'm saying? And they're gonna break that down to the revenue generated. But okay, so then take $1 billion from whatever they're making and market and put that into the marketing of women's soccer or women's sports in general. And now you're going to generate more income because you're marketing it better. You know what I mean? Like, have these women on commercials all over, on Gatorade, billboards and things like that. Like, it don't need to be just a man every single time, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, these girls go out here and really ball out, too. Like, look at Skylar Diggins, bro. She played the whole season pregnant because, bro, she needed that money. Like, it's not like she got money to just put away. Like if you were in the NBA, you know what I mean? They're on, I don't know what their contracts are, but like in comparison, it's not millions like that. You know what I'm saying? So you still gotta like take care of your family. And these girls were like saying, bro, like it doesn't even make sense a lot of the time for us to go.
Yeah, but you gotta remember, you don't get. So if we're talking about Olympics, do you know? Like other like Olympic individuals, you don't get paid to be in the Olympics.
I know
that, right?
Yeah, for sure. It's all about endorsements and
so you gotta,
sponsorships and stuff
so
like that.
It's.
But at the end of the day, bro, like if it comes down to you're breaking down a man has a salary for the same sport for the same country, I don't care about no other country, whatever they do. I don't care about that. But if USA Soccer is going to pay men a salary that is this, then they need to pay women too. Because this damn near it should be the same. They're making money from their respective clubs on the outside, you know what I mean? Like these men are making money in the MLS or wherever they're playing. Then so are the women, like in their stuff. So when it comes to them saying, okay, I'm gonna go play on the USA team, it should be a set thing. Boom. You make $200K for this. Man, you make $200K.
Well, that's why I'm saying I think. See, that's why I didn't really want to get too deep into it because there's some facts that weren't. There's some things that of like salary of getting paid of how much. There's more into it that they're not necessarily. There's different things that I guess they're fighting for.
Yeah, I don't know. That's kind of why I said from just like your heart perspective. You know what I'm saying? It's
yeah.
not
From
right
my heart
then,
perspective,
it's
when
not
it comes
right
to
to
revenue, I'm not talking. Yeah, but I'm not talking about regular jobs where.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about when it comes to sports, revenue generated. That's it. That's all I'm saying. So they did make. They made more than the men. That's what I'm getting at. But it's just the amount of money that they made, like, for a payout, is what I'm saying. So I guess they were looking for like a bigger fraction or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know, but like I said, I didn't want to get too
you.
deep
But
into it because I don't know the facts.
I'm
so
just
I don't
saying from the outside looking in with base knowledge of the situation, it doesn't seem right.
That's my heart to heart is.
It doesn't.
Well, when you asked that question, that was my true
I
answer.
think.
Was if it comes down to sports, revenue generated.
My aspect is, hey, I'm down for the cause. And I'm down for the cause. I'll rock with the women on their side of that for until I see a change.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
All right, want to thank you guys for tuning in on episode 2 of our podcast. Make sure you guys head to Patreon. And what Patreon is a chance to be a club member, a part of Talking Crazy Podcast. For $5, $10, $20 a month, you get benefits. If that's discount on apparel, entries on giveaways, tickets to sport games, all live bonus videos, plus more. So you guys just want to go over to Patreon, Talking Crazy Podcast, and it gives you 3 tiers, 3 options. And we appreciate the support. We appreciate the support. Money goes back into the podcast, and interviews with athletes and things like that. So remember, follow us on Instagram, Talking Crazy Podcast. My Instagram, Bucci Obama.
My Instagram, Tevin Connors, and then feedback. We can't stress enough how much we just want the feedback. Like, it's gonna help us out a lot, and we're gonna give you some dope content. You know what I'm saying? So, get back.
Yes, sir. Go and get it.